Good evening, everybody. Sorry, I was trying to find my unmute button there for a second. My name is Abby Nowlin, and I am so excited and honored to have you here this evening. Whether you're here live or you are watching the recording, it's an honor and a privilege to be here. So before we dive into the nuts and bolts of what Juice Plus is, I am so excited to kick off, and you're going to hear some amazing stories tonight. We're going to dive into what Juice Plus is. You're going to hear a little bit more about our community and what sets us apart. So I think it's really important before we dive into what Juice Plus is to understand the why, because when we understand the why, the how makes sense. And so tonight I want to dive into, first of all, we're going to share some stories. Myself, Terry, Sarah, and Amy Hopkins all have some powerful, powerful stories to share about how this functional food has absolutely transformed our lives. So our goal and our hope tonight is that you walk away ready to make the next right step in your health journey, whatever that is. And so that's our heart and our hope when you come and you're a part of our community. So we're excited, and we hope that you just feel inspired and empowered after this evening. So let's dive into where things are and where things are going. I think now more than ever, people are really concerned about their health and the planet's health. Autoimmune disease, I feel like, is like the common cold these days. Everybody is being labeled with one, and they're struggling with it, especially since the craziness of 2020. Chronic disease is at an all-time high. And what do I mean by chronic disease? Diabetes, Alzheimer's, fibromyalgia, mental health is at an all-time high. These numbers are just continuing to skyrocket. And so we have a problem and we need a solution. And so that is where Juice Plus comes in. People are looking for trusted sources for their health and wellness products and information, because I don't know about you, but there is a lot of information out there, and it can be very confusing on which sources to trust and which information to follow. And so I hope tonight that you feel that you're in a safe and trusted place. The people that you're going to hear from tonight have been in the wellness space for a variety of years, but we are committed and value learning and being students so that we can continue to grow and educate the people around us. Plant-based products create a healthier planet and a healthier you. And Juice Plus gives you important macro and micronutrition from plant-based ingredients. So Mark Hyman says it best: there is no other activity that you do every day that has more power to change your biology than what you eat. I don't know if you agree with this or not, but our food sources have changed drastically, especially in my lifetime and even prior to my lifetime. A handful of spinach used to have enough nutritional value to serve our bodies in a really powerful way. And now you'd need an entire, I think the analogy that I've seen is like Noah's Ark size of spinach to get the nutritional value that you did from a handful, a few years ago. And so the quality of our food has changed. And so really, I just want to take a second here to share my story with you and how I kind of got to this place. I've been a part of this incredible community for the last 6 years. And the mental health struggles are actually what landed on my doorstep. Gut issues, and then the mental health followed not long after. And so I don't know if you know this, but 90% of our serotonin is actually held in the lining of our guts. And so when I was first being introduced to all this information, I had no idea the power of the gut-brain connection. And so I was majorly struggling, looking for a solution. I was on anti-anxiety and prescription medication for a little while and quickly pivoted when I was starting to become dependent on them and really did not want to go that route. And so Juice Plus landed on my doorstep in 2018. And I'll be honest with you, I was really, really skeptical. I didn't believe that something this good actually existed. And my mom, who's on the call tonight, is the one that shared it with me. And she was very naturally minded. And when she brought it to me, I was very, very skeptical and not super open. And so maybe tonight you're feeling a little unsure and a little skeptical. And so I was there as well. We actually heard about this from our friend who's a 3-time stage 4 ovarian cancer survivor. And her oncologist at MD Anderson is the one that encouraged her to get started as she was signing palliative care paperwork. And so at this point in my journey, I had been through the gamut of things over the last 4 years, and I was kind of at this standstill place. So to give you a little bit of an idea of where I was at, I'm 5'8" and I was about 100 pounds. I couldn't keep food inside of my body. I was addicted to caffeine. The list goes on and on and on. I was frail. I never wanted to exercise because I just didn't feel motivated. My body wasn't in a good place. And I just really had started to believe that these were the cards I would deal with the rest of my life. And so my mom encouraged me to give Juice Plus an entire year, and I watched my health over that year completely transform. And so I started to get my energy back. My gut issues started to correct themselves. My mental health started to improve. My day-to-day anxiety was dissipating, and I couldn't believe it. And so it was that year that I committed to helping make Juice Plus a household name. And so that is my heart and my goal tonight, and all of our hearts tonight for those that are sharing. We want to make Juice Plus a household name and change the health of future generations, one family at a time. So with that said, this is what Juice Plus is. Let's break down these capsules and these blends. I've got a great little video that I'm going to share with you, but you're getting over 40 fruits, veggies, berries, and plants when you consume our essential capsules. This is an amazing place to start. This is where I started and recommend that people start. So with that said, we're going to dive into this amazing video. And I am going to share, let's see, here we go. All right.
Eat more fruits and vegetables. It's about the only thing every expert agrees on. You need to eat more fruits and vegetables for the health you want.
We eat plenty of protein, we eat plenty of carbohydrates and sugar, we have plenty of calories. What we're missing to be healthy, to be at our optimal best, is the nutrition of plants.
We know that we need to get probably at least 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, and most of us can't or don't. And that's where Juice Plus comes in.
Juice Plus really helps bridge that gap between what we're supposed to be eating and what we do eat.
Juice Plus provides the nutrients from 30 different fruits and vegetables every day. And they're micronutrients. You don't need a whole lot of them. You just need a little bit every day.
Such a quick, easy, once a day, simple thing to do.
Juice Plus capsules and the Juice Plus ingredients are non-GMO. They are vegan.
Tested for herbicides, pesticides, yeast, mold, and fungus. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, even the capsule.
Juice Plus helps in making healthy living easier because of what I call the 3 E's. It's effective, and we know that it works because of the research. It's efficient. How quick, easy is it? I mean, if you have time to yawn, you can swallow the capsule. And it's economical.
When you tell somebody to change their diet, you might as well ask them to learn a new language, especially if they're an adult, because so much of our life is centered around food. But if you ask somebody to take some capsules, that's one simple change.
I like to look at Juice Plus as the one simple change to help get people started.
We're not asking them to go out and run a marathon. We're not asking them to join a gym. We're simply saying, with your nutrition, try making one simple change.
Habits are tough to change, but if you start slowly and just start one at a time, then you'll notice after that you want to do more of the healthy things and less of the bad things. What really got me involved with Juice Plus was the research.
20 plus years of real clinical research, not mice, not hamsters, not cells, people.
Over 40 publications in the medical literature.
Randomized, controlled, double-blind, placebo-controlled trials done at major university hospitals by the researchers who were tops in that field.
People are always looking at labels. Labels provide very limited information. What matters is bioavailability. Are the nutrients actually getting into your blood?
20 of the clinical studies that have been done show bioavailability, which means that the nutrients are getting into the bloodstream.
Beyond that, we've shown functionality. It gets into the blood and it helps different tissues and cells and systems work better. That's as good as it gets.
Brain health, skin health, gum health, lung health, heart health, supports a healthy immune system. There is no other fruit and vegetable supplement on the planet that has the quantity and the quality of nutritional research that Juice Plus has.
Juice Plus is not a magic pill. Juice Plus is not the only thing that people can do. For the past 17 years, I have enjoyed the benefits of over 30 fruits and vegetables every day in my body.
In my 27 years, I've seen a lot of these copycat products come and go, and they come and go. Juice Plus stays because it's the standard.
All right, so let me pull up my PowerPoint again. Okay, so before I pass it over to the next story, okay, there we go. Before I pass it over to the next story, I just wanted to close out and share with you very briefly why I decided to make Juice Plus my career. So a few years ago, I made a decision that I was going to share this message with the world. We are a military family. My husband's in the Air Force. And I get to have something that I call my own. I don't have to search for a new job every time we move. And I'm also a mom to a little 20-month-old boy, and I get to be home and present with him for all of those moments. And so this has been the most life-giving and positive community that I have ever been a part of. And I'm so honored to be able to lock arms with every person that's a part of our community. And excited to continue to share this mission because we need more boots on the ground for people doing this kind of work. And so with that said, I'm going to pass it over to my dear friend, Sarah Winstead. She's a photographer, a health guru, so passionate about this mission. So Sarah, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you so much, friend. And thank you guys all for being here. And I'm so excited to share my story. When I was 17 years old, I lost my mom to stage 4 inflammatory breast cancer. It was devastating for myself and for my family. I am one of 8 and I have 16 nephew and nieces. I started just learning more and more about the best ways to prevent and to what I could do to fuel my body well. I knew that I needed the fruits and veggies, and I needed to comply because the decision that I was going to make is I did not want to become a statistic like my mom. And I thought I was doing all the things. But when Abby introduced me to Juice Plus, and seeing what that had done to her health, I knew it was the piece that I was needing. And I knew it was the next step of what I needed to take. I've been taking Juice Plus for about 4 years, and what I've seen, what it's done for my health, I thought I never got sick. I am hardly ever sick. My immunity system has changed dramatically. I have incredible, I always love to say, cellular integrity for my hair and nails. My hair and nail girl can 100% attest to that. Those that don't love going to the dentist, especially if your gums bleed, my gums are fantastic. But I will say, and this has probably been the hugest impact that I've seen, is what it's done for my family. And I want to share 2 stories of that. My twin sister, from a young age, suffered with severe parasites. Her common cold, y'all, she would be sick for close to 3 weeks at a time. And by the age of 12, she was on 40 different supplements. So when I introduced this to her, I was like, hey, let's give it a year. So within that year, y'all, she got sick one time and was able to completely get off those supplements. So completely changed her quality of life, because there was a season when she thought, I'm always going to be sick. This is what life's going to be like for me. And she even told me that it helps her drink her coffee in the morning because it's less acidic. She was like, that's also a fun fact. My precious little niece, who at 4 years old was not potty trained because she was not having a regular bowel movement. My sister was worried even in putting her in school because they couldn't get her to poop regularly. And because of our Healthy Children's Health Study, which makes it so kids are able to eat the gummies for free, within a month, she was starting to poop regularly. And it not only changed her quality of life, but my sister's. And that's just one of many with a lot of my siblings. But the reason I said yes to this business is I wanted to make an impact on not only my family's health, but my friends as well. And I'm a photographer. I love to travel. So I've been to over 20 countries, and this business has provided a plan B for me and that secondary income that allows me to do also what I love, which is travel and to photograph. And it's allowed me to have incredible friendships with these women here, which, with that said, I would love to introduce it over to my friend, Amy. Amy is a mom of 4. She's an Air Force veteran and a functional nurse practitioner serving in the medical arena for over 20 years. And she now considers Juice Plus one of the main treatment options for her clients. So with that, take it away, Amy.
Thank you, Sarah. And what incredible stories, y'all. My story begins in 2017. There I was, a busy mom of 4, just grinding it out every day. I was working 18-hour days, Monday through Sunday, and I'm not exaggerating about that. I don't know what we were eating back then, but I promise you this, we were sick all the time. We passed around strep like it was Skittles, and we were sick so much that My parents actually said to us, we don't want the kids over this weekend because we're tired of being sick after they leave. So in walks a friend and colleague of mine, an orthopedic surgeon here in town, and he asked me to listen to him speak. And of course, I accepted his offer and went and listened to him. And he gave an incredible hour-long presentation about what y'all are learning about these plant powders and the impact it has on our health. And I knew in that instant why we were sick. It was because of poor nutrition. I had no doubt. It was a no-brainer to me. We signed up to start taking the product. I was going to take it. My husband was going to take it. My kids were going to take it. And I knew I was going to share it with every person I could. Fast forward 1 year, I'm standing at the sink washing the dishes, and I panicked for a second because I realized it was getting into fall and we hadn't gone to the doctor to get my third born's asthma medicines, right? Because the cold weather sets off her asthma. So I run over to the medicine cabinet and I'm pulling down all the medicine and I'm looking at the expiration dates, and it was from 2017. This is September of 2018. And I'm thinking, how did we make it through the entire winter without a nebulizer, without inhalers, without steroids? And I couldn't put it together until 1 week later, I got the call every mom wants. Hi, Mrs. Hopkins. This is so-and-so from Dr. Couch's office. We haven't seen you in over a year. It's time to schedule your well child checks. Y'all, my jaw hit the ground. I was blown away. So I asked him when the last time we were seen. We had seen the doctor 13 times in just 8 weeks. I knew the impact in that moment of what we were doing with Juice Plus. It was a year later, and I didn't even realize it as it was happening. These powders, the functionality it has in our body, there's power in it. And so, it's because of this story. It's because of the research you heard about it a minute ago. I maintain that confidence. I share it with my patients. The impact that it's had on my patients' health journey is just powerful. I wish I could go into those stories. But at the same time, the revenue that I get from this company, it's given me more options and growth so I can expand into other different arenas in the medical field, including the functional side. So I love it. And I'm thankful for it. I have a heart to share it always, like Abby was saying. So I want to pause my story there, even though I could go on forever, and I want to introduce the next speaker. The next speaker has been with this amazing company for 30 years. She has an incredible story and journey of hope and service. She is an entrepreneur. She is a health and life coach. She is a mentor to hundreds, if not thousands, and friend to all. She is my dear friend and our fearless leader, Terry Luongo.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sarah, Amy, Abby. I know your stories. I know you, but I'm sitting here listening to your stories, your journey, your experiences, and I'm welling up because your yes, when you said yes to Juice Plus, it has changed the trajectory of your lives and the lives of your children. I mean, this is so, so powerful. So for me, yes, Amy, you're right. I said yes to Juice Plus. Well, my anniversary is this month, 30 years ago. And at that time, I was seeking, looking, searching. Let's face it, I was desperate. All right. The autoimmune labels were, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia. You have heavy metal toxicity. It was on and on and on. All I can tell you is that I was desperate for better health. The average day for me looked like 4 or 5 naps just to get through the day. I was living on bottles of ibuprofen because I would hurt every day, like the first day of a bad flu. I was losing my hair. They told me I wouldn't have teeth by the time I was 40. And every day I was doubled up in the bathroom somewhere because of the Crohn's disease, and I wasn't able to hold any food in. And so it was a nurse in my neighborhood. She didn't know me. She started calling me 30 years ago to tell me she had something that she felt could help me. I am so blessed and so grateful that I said yes to her because she changed the trajectory of my life. It was the first time anybody had ever talked to me about a food-first approach to dealing with the autoimmune challenges, a food-first approach to dealing with the learning challenges of my 3 sons, a food-first approach for everything and everybody. So I said yes. What I've learned is that this body is a healing machine when you put in the right nutrition. And I will share Juice Plus for another 30 years, God willing. All right. So what I would love to do, Abby, if you want to move the screen forward, because what I want to talk about is this right here. So we know that inflammation is the foundation of every single disease. Science says that it's right on task, right on par, absolutely right. And so what's going on here? Why is Amy having the results that she's having, and Sarah and Abby and myself and thousands of others? Well, these plant powders, these fruit and vegetable and berry and omega powders, they're what we call bioavailable. This is the research on Juice Plus, guys. It gets to your cells, tissues, organs, and systems, and it starts to nourish your cells, tissue, organs, and systems, and your microbiome. And because it's bioavailable, middle column, inflammation. The research on what Juice Plus does for systemic inflammation is so, so powerful. So it reduces systemic inflammation to every cell, tissue, organ in your body. And because of that, gut health improves. Abby, that's what you experience. Okay. Amy, the immune system works better, backed by science. Juice Plus supports the immune system. DNA, Sarah, you talked about, hair, nails, and skin. That's a reflection of good nutrition getting to your cells, because your skin is a reflection of the health that you have inside of your body. Can you see where I'm going with this, my friends? We have the research that shows why all of these amazing stories are true and valid. Juice Plus works at the cellular level. And the next piece of research that I am wild about is our Healthy Starts for Families program. You want to flip that? There we go. Healthy Starts for Families. Families are thriving. Our intention was always to support and protect the next generation of children. And I have to tell you, for almost 20 years now, we have been providing free Juice Plus to children now around the world with our Healthy Starts for Families program. If a mom, a dad, or a grandparent gets on Juice Plus, they can sponsor a child to get free product from the ages of, they can start as early as 4, and they can stay receiving free Juice Plus up until they are 25 years old. And look what's happening to families. 61% of these children and adults are craving more fruits and vegetables. That's because your microbiome is so well nourished, and your microbiome says, I love these fruit, vegetable, and berry powders. Give me more. So you start to crave more of that. They're consuming less soft drinks and fast food, which causes the inflammation. And now you're not craving it. Can you see what we're doing here? We have families whose health, instead of being in a downward spiral, is in an upward spiral. Going to the doctors less often. Amy Hopkins just talked about that. Okay, taking fewer over-the-counter and prescription drugs. Amy made reference to that. This is not happening to just Amy's family or Sarah's family or my family but families around the world. This is absolutely so important. And we're so proud to represent this program, because right now, over 2 million families around the world are participating in our Healthy Starts for Families program. This company has given away over $500 million of free product to families. Now, can you see, can you feel, can you sense why we are so proud to represent this company? So I want to talk to you about making a decision. I know that if you're new to Juice Plus and you're hearing these great stories for the first time, I am hoping that you're connecting the dots and you're saying, why not a food first approach for me? Yes, I want a food first approach for myself and my family. And maybe you're thinking, as I did 30 years ago, if this is going to change my health and the health of my children, how can I keep that to myself? So 30 years ago, I made the decision that not only would we take Juice Plus as a family, but that I wanted to share it with people that I knew and loved. And so what I did was I created a life of choices, a life of freedom, and a life of better health for myself. You know, people everywhere right now, as Abby said in the beginning, are just looking for better health. And here in the Juice Plus community, we're pretty passionate about helping you get to better health, all right? But we also know that if you partner with us, it could become an incredible income opportunity for you. You know, I don't know, I wish I could sit with you one-on-one. You know, when I started sharing Juice Plus, I wanted to teach my children how to achieve health, a lifetime of health while serving others. And that was 30 years ago. And now I can tell you that I want to be the example to my grandchildren on how they can create healthy life while serving others. So, you know, maybe something inside of you, you know, I want you to pay attention to that voice inside of you. You know, maybe you really are looking to be your own boss. You know, maybe you want to have flexibility and be able to spend more time with your family. Maybe there's a creative aspect of you that you would like to express. You know, maybe you're just looking for some supplemental income. Maybe you want to bridge the gap of your finances. You know, maybe you want to get out of debt. What I can tell you, my friends, is that when I made the decision, and you're just a decision away from changing your life, when I made the decision to do this, little did I know that my yes to Juice Plus and my yes to being an affiliate with this company would lead to the life of choices that I have today. You know, being able to have two homes, one in Plano, Texas, and one on the Oregon coast, and to have friends and community around the world because I said yes to the Juice Plus opportunity and to this amazing product. So I'm just going to encourage you to say yes to Juice Plus. Start now to enforce your cellular integrity, because that's what's available to you. And maybe, just maybe, you've heard something here tonight that will help you get to the decision of yes, I want to be a part of this community. I want to create a life of opportunity for myself, because, my friends, you are so worthy of this life. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us tonight. Peace and blessings, everybody.